weather app.
Steve Harris.
BBC Radio Solent.
Seven minutes past 8. It's all clogged up in the studio this morning. Anyway, right, down to business. We have been telling you this morning about an art exhibition that's on Portland this weekend that gives you the chance to experience pollution around the world as a way of communicating the effects of climate change. So those exhaust fumes, that carbon dioxide and nitrous dioxide, all the bad stuff that gets in your lungs and can cause all sorts of health problems, represented across 5 cities around the world. Our reporter Lawrence Herdman is there this morning. This impressive looking structure, Lawrence, alongside the artists as they finalise their setup. Tell us more.
Well, very much so, Stephen. Since we last spoke, just before 7, we couldn't get down here. We're at the Stadium Bowl on Portland, which is an incredible sight in itself. It's almost like a sunken amphitheatre, and we've driven our vehicle down onto what is used as a football pitch and a cricket pitch. And in front of me is this fantastic art exhibition, and the best way that I can describe it, it looks like a mini Eden Centre. You know, the art exhibition just off the A30 down at St Austell. And what you correctly say is you've got 5 domes that have been constructed in front of me, each one that replicates polluted cities across the world. And what will happen later today is that they're going to try and infuse some smells, some haze, to make you feel as if you are experiencing that smog in those cities. It is all the brainchild of internationally renowned artist Michael Pinsky, who is with me now. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Why did you come up with this idea?
I've always been making work that has discussed issues around climate change, and I was asked to work on a piece in the north of Norway, which was looking at this. And the air up there is incredibly pristine, and every time I arrived, I live in London myself, I was amazed by the purity of the air and then the contrast when I went back to London. So I started to think of this as a way to discuss climate change, because the causes of pollution and the causes of climate change overlap hugely.
And incredibly topical as well at the moment. Let's not just stand outside in this windy, purified air. Let's go inside and tell me a little bit about what visitors can experience at the side on Portland over the weekend. We've walked into the first dome here, a little bit more echoey. We're in Norway now.
Yeah, so the first dome recreates the place we first made this piece, which was in 2016, which is a tiny little peninsula called Tautra. And there the air is very pure. But they do suffer from some pollution in the winter because they have special snow tires, and you get very large particulates that come off them. So there's the smell of sea and pine, but there's also a smell of plastic from the tires.
What we're going to do, we're going to walk through to the most polluted area now, which I guess is going to be New Delhi. Tell me how you recreate the smells, the haze. I was slightly worried I'd have to fill out a risk register with all the toxins and the sulfur dioxides, but it's not quite like that, is it?
Yeah, so I've worked with this company called IFF who make fragrances. They're a global company, and they have perfumers who live all around the world. So they got perfumers who live in New Delhi, Beijing, Sao Paulo and London to recreate these smells using their enormous database of chemicals that they have, where they can recreate very accurately these smells, but with safe ingredients.
Michael, I hope it goes really well this weekend. I know it's incredibly difficult to try and get a perception when you see these pictures of a haze over India, etc. But when you actually experience them as well, it really makes you feel and understand what the impact of pollution on our global climate is. Steve, visitors to Portland this weekend can come down here to the Stadium Bowl. It kicks off tomorrow and it's open from 10 o'clock in the morning till 7 at night. Same on Sunday through until Monday. It's an absolutely free exhibition, and to be honest, it is absolutely fascinating, the work that's gone on here. And they've also included the local community, because in its construction they've used a couple of the young offenders on Portland to help with that as well. It should be a good one.
Steve Harris.
BBC Radio Solent.
Lawrence, thank you. 12 minutes past 8.